God damn.
Man. Oh, man. Wow. Wow. Just wow, bro. Interesting. Interesting day, bro. Very interesting day, man. See, man, it is amazing. It is amazing. Right out the gate, bro. It is amazing to see how many AEW fans are pulling the, he signed the contract. He's an independent contractor. He should have figured it out himself. Excuse for Ray Phoenix. Because the reason that's crazy is because the same fans just 2 years ago would have been talking about how WCW should have won, Vince this, Vince that, he runs such a horrible company and this and that, and although some of those things may be true, you guys said that shit, you guys would have said that shit, that type of shit, if WWE had not sent their talent doctors and got them the proper medical help. But this is the third fucking time we're hearing about medical negligence from AEW, man. Interesting stuff, bro. Very interesting stuff.
Very interesting, man. Very interesting, very sad, and just very unfortunate for all those that had to deal with that while they're working there, man. And literally, this man tried to get this man an NDA to not reveal that they don't give medical care. That's insane. That's insane work, man. I can't wait till Friday.
And the way it's looking, somebody, I'm assuming Tony Khan, somebody pissed Ray Phoenix the fuck off. And
he's waiting.
Today I started keeping his notifications on. I started keeping his notifications on for Twitter, so I will try to be as on top of it as I possibly can, because that is interesting as hell, and I'm very interested to see what exactly happens with all this Ray Phoenix stuff and all that. But before we get into all that stuff, before we get into the great Wednesday night dynamite that we have to talk about, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Unscripted. And with that, if this is your first time watching, guys, do not know how the show works. Every Monday we are on here every single if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know how the show works, every Monday we're on here after Monday Night Raw with NHP Unscripted, and every Friday at 4 p.m. Central with the news, and for the WWE and AEW pay-per-views directly after the show goes off the air. Speaking of that, we will be live. We will be live this Saturday night. With the Saturday night's main event post-show review. So it's looking good. It's looking good, and I'm very excited for it, man. We're going to talk about it as we get into the WWE side of things here today on Unscripted. But before you see us on a Friday, you guys can catch us for another edition. It's coming back again. We're back again with another edition of Notorious Heels Gaming, with some more Call of Duty Black Ops, man. I think we'll be hopping on some zombies. What is the new map called?
Citadel de Moore.
It looks like we will be playing some Citadel de Moore. Citadel de Moore. We will be on there with that. Wednesday,
Mm.
December. Oh, my bad. I
Oh,
put 11th. My bad. December 11th. December 11th. TH, not ST.
we'll have to change that before we post it.
Definitely
Mm.
with some more Notorious Heels Gaming right after AEW Dynamite. So
Dynamite.
we will be talking about whatever the hell you guys want to talk about, man. You guys want to talk about wrestling, bro. You guys want to talk about music, food, whatever. I don't care what it is. You guys know the old stories. Tell us about. I don't care. Literally anything across the planet. Either way, just come hang out with us, man. Wednesday, December 11th at 9 p.m. Central, or directly after AEW Dynamite, probably around like 9:15 ish. We could be going on with that, man. But yeah, so that is that, and you guys will be catching us on there with some Citadel D'Amore.
God damn, I can't
First,
wait. It's gonna be exciting.
me too, bro. Now I really can't wait. But uh, but yeah, man. So if you guys did miss this past Friday's edition of the news, that is Ryan Nemeth cries abuse and harassment on AEW and CM Punk. Um, you guys can now watch that episode. That is episode 243 of the news, as well as the original heel turn plans for the New Day, as well as a bunch of other stories. It was a pretty loaded week of news. Yeah, so it was as long or along with the rest of those, you guys can now watch that on all platforms. That's Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see first, join us right here live every single Friday at 4 p.m. Central with the Newsman. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, man, where you can get this beautiful next chapter design to commemorate the rebrand of NHP with the link in the bio below, bonfire.com. Yeah, man, go get your merch, bro. Hottest merch in the IWC. Also,
It really is.
man, if this is your first time watching, you guys do not know who we are here at NHP. I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. How the hell are you, bro?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just been chilling out, man. Just bless you. Just been chilling out. Got a fucking stuff in my throat. Fucking at the start of the show. Never fails, dude. I hate when it fucking happens, but I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just been chilling, man. Been chilling. Been doing good, and just waiting for this week, man. It's exciting. We got Saturday night's main event. We got the stream on Wednesday, and it's gonna be good. And really excited for Friday. Love shitting on AEW, man. So at this point, dude, I'm fiending for Friday, man. I really am. But I'm doing good. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everyone doing in the live chat? How's everyone doing in the replay? And what about you, bro? How are you doing?
Doing good, bro. Doing good. Doing good, man. Just chilling, bro. Just chilling. Getting ready for the Christmas season. Getting ready for the whole. Well, I mean, we are in the Christmas season, but getting ready for the Christmas holiday, and just excited for the week, bro. Excited for the week. This is a pretty. This is a pretty big. This is a pretty big week, I guess, for us, man. Unscripted Monday. Unscripted Monday gaming. Another Black Ops gaming on Wednesday. Then we go into a
Hmm.
2-day stretch with the news, and then Saturday night main event. So excited for all that, man. Excited for that, and yeah, just happy, bro. Doing our thing, man. Doing our thing.
Hell yeah,
So
man.
yeah. But other than
Mhm.
that, man, as Durante always asks, I'm good. Family's good. What about you, Durante, Logan, Bell, and anybody? If you guys are here live, or my guys in the replay mafia, JTJB, how are you guys doing? And thank you guys for joining us as always, man. So wow.
Eh,
All right. Well, Logan says we should start the gaming stream at 7 p.m. You know, Logan,
I wish.
for the sake of a good conversation, maybe it's best we come on here after Dynamite.
It'll be hilarious to talk about how bad that Dynamite was while playing the game, dude. It's gonna be great.
Yes, it 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 will be, bro. But so all right. Well, we're here. It's 9:49 p.m. and we have about 3 weeks left of 2-hour Raws, 3 weeks left of 9 o'clock Unscripteds, and it's 9:49 and Doomsday is upon us because it is
It is.
time. It is time to talk about the December 4th edition of AEW Dynamite from Fishers, Indiana. And then you fucking wonder why you can't sell any tickets.
Well,
Fishers, Indiana?
I can't sell much tickets in Australia, so if Fishers, Indiana is fucking not like as much of a difference for them at this point.
You know, you may have a point. You may have a point, bro. AEW Dynamite, December 4th, took place from Fishers, Indiana. The show opens up with Kyle Fletcher versus Shelton Benjamin in the Continental Classic. The crowd actually was mega behind Shelton. They really like Shelton, which for
It's
an
good.
for an act like they are and what they're about, I really wasn't sure how the AEW audience would take to them, especially this AEW audience. I feel they've weeded away at least a lot of people that liked cool groups like the Hurt Syndicate, but they honestly proved me wrong, and they really take to the Hurt Syndicate, and these guys and the Hurt Syndicate was the Hurt Syndicate, man, they are a group that I really thought that the AEW fans would not take kindly to just because they're not banger wrestlers, but I guess I'm just mistaking the audience for Tony Khan.
Well, I mean, a good chunk of their audience is like that. Well, the audience that still watches for some reason, um, is still like that for the most part. Maybe it's because they left WWE to come here. That might be a reason to add to that, man, that they like them. But overall, man, I'm very glad with their reaction. I'm glad that the fans just took to them. They took to the act. They fucking yell, "We hurt people." That's a good chant. And they like Shelton. Shelton, he can put on a damn good match, man. So I think that definitely helps with the sickos. Um, but all the guys in that group put on a good match, and they're cool as shit, dude. And I'm glad they took to them because they really are cool as shit, and they're different, and they're a breath of fresh air, and it's so happy. They're literally the best thing about this company right now, television wise.
Yes.
It's constantly the best thing on TV, dude.
Oh yeah, and to your point, I think that is one thing that helps a lot with the Hurt Syndicate is the whole breath of fresh air thing is because so
Hmm.
much of the people on this roster are so similar. It's almost nauseating at times. I mean, a lot of people pointed it out with at Full Gear with Kyle and Will, the comparison of that to Ricochet and Takeshita. People were saying, it was basically the same thing. And that's a lot of what we get in AEW, not just on Full Gear. I guess Full Gear was just one of the times it was most noticeable. But
Almost
but
all we ever get.
that exactly that's basically all. That's basically mostly what we get. So I've been loving the Hurt Business, man, and I'm glad that the audience has taken a liking to them. I'm glad that they have taken a liking to them because like Sir K said, man, and like we preach all the time, man, is if we can get different acts in AEW, then that's good.
Perfect.
That's one of the reasons we talk highly of a team like the Outrunners is because they're different. They're
They're
not
different.
they're not out there doing fucking 630 fucking Frankensteiners off the top rope. That they do their act, and is it corny? Sure it is, but that's the point.
That's the
You know what I
point. Is
mean?
they That's
They're
the whole point. Is that they're a mock of the '80s. They're a joke. Not that they're a joke, but that is the point. Is that
yeah,
they're a parody, and it's great. I actually think it's really awesome. And
100%.
we used to always talk about AEW in that regard of there was so much different on every pay-per-view, on every weekly show. There was just different types of wrestling all around, and it really ended up getting diluted down to the bangers. And then hopefully now this starts to bring all that back in AEW.
For sure, bro. For sure. Yeah, Kyle Fletcher defeats Shelton Benjamin to put him at an undefeated spot in the Blue League. Yeah, he's winning this. He's winning
Yeah,
this side of the bracket for sure.
he
Um,
definitely is. He might win the whole fucking thing.
I could very well see that. Kyle
Hmm.
Fletcher, man, he hit or he beat Shelton with a roll up, and he put his hand on the middle rope for the
Hmm.
leverage. So
The leverage.
Kyle adds 3 points and to Shelton 0 on the bracket for the Blue League.
Or
The
had to
next,
use leverage to beat Shelton, but no leverage to be New Japan's greatest star ever.
yep,
Good lord. Great booking.
yep, yeah, ooh, that's a whole other can of worms, bro. They had this man Kyle Fletcher beat Okada.
First person to pin Okada in this company is
Kyle
Kyle
fucking
Fletcher.
Fletcher.
Fucking
All
A.
right, all right, all right, Tony. Okay. Um, Mercedes or not? No, not Mercedes. Hook rather. Hook. He calls out Christian Cage for the Hammerstein Ballroom show. The Dynamite. I'm assuming. He calls out Christian, and Christian and the Patriarchy come out. They attack Hook, and they do a concerto to his wrist. So I
Mm.
guess Hook is gonna have a hurt wrist. I really thought Samoa Joe was gonna come
I thought
back
he
in
was.
this moment, but I could see them
Hmm.
saving him for Hammerstein.
I think they're gonna save him for that too. They're saving him for like during or the match or right out or something like that. He's gonna be at that show.
100%. So that was that. Yeah, just more development in this storyline that I'm sorry, but I don't care too much for it.
No, I really don't. They really diluted Christian's character and aura at the end of the day, and it's annoying to see, but not surprising with AEW.
For sure. For sure, man. I mean, after all, they did have Kyle Fletcher pin Okada, so there's not much out of the realm of possibility here. Fucking
Ugh,
pinned Okada. You
clean
a clean
here.
low blow brain buster. That was it. That was that okay. That
Ugh, insane.
all right, man. All right. Um Mercedes. Uh do this show was announced in the beginning of the program from Fishers, Indiana.
Hmm.
Mercedes, she walks up to Renee and she says, Indianapolis, say hello to your CEO.
My question is, when they fuck up like that, what city did you think you were flying to? Like,
Hey,
like if you're like on a broadcast and you're not there, okay. You're not there. You might not think like that. But bro, you literally had to fly there. You read the name on the airport. Like, how does that happen?
Indianapolis. Maybe she flew into Indianapolis and then drove to Fishers because there's probably not an airport in Fishers because whoever has heard of fucking Fishers, Indiana?
I don't even think Vince fucking brought fucking any other his shows to fucking Fisher, Indiana, bro. Like what?
Who has heard of this place? Does this place exist?
Probably not.
Indianapolis. All right.
Okay.
That's almost as bad as AEW marketing All Out from Chicago, and it takes place in fucking Schaumburg.
classic. Good lord,
I mean,
Chicago. Yeah, about fucking 45 minutes
I-
away,
oh
fucking
yeah,
hour away.
100, yeah, like a solid hour away from Chicago, like an hour and 15 away from Chicago. But Belle, how was your
Oh,
birthday? Oh
that was her birthday. Oh yeah,
yes,
free Ray Phoenix, real
please,
shit.
please,
Free Ray.
everybody to come in chat, bro. Drop a please Ray Phoenix in the chat, whether you're here now or part
Please,
of the replay, man. Please, free Ray Phoenix. Good God.
please. Good lord.
Well, Bell, the AEW fans will tell you he's an independent contractor and he should have been a big boy and he should have figured it out himself.
And that's
Guys.
the oh, I can't wait for Friday. Oh, I can't wait for Friday, dude.
So
Man,
how hold on. How do how do they explain CM Punk paying for his own surgery?
that's the thing, because what I've read about AEW's process is it's different from WWE in terms of WWE, you use their doctors. In an
Yeah.
AEW, you find your own doctors, they just pay for it. But which can be nice because I some people do like their own doctors. At the end of the day, I would probably like my own doctors. You get used to them and whatnot, so
Yeah.
I could get that. But at the end of the day, how are you not in contact to like be the one to pay for it and all that? Like that's literally your job, bro. That is a whole point of your system.
Yep. For sure, bro.
Insane.
For sure. Yeah, and again, as a company, this goes back to the communication thing. Like, I see what you're saying, and like, if you know, if you want to have your own doctor, because you never know if the company doctor is gonna do you bogus or whatever, or try to tell you one thing but then do another.
Hmm.
I mean, basically, sort of in that Vince era, what we would hear about from like a lot of WWE doctors, like what we seen with like Edge and Bryan. Like these guys were not cleared and were never going to be cleared, but then all of a sudden they talk about going to
Oh,
AEW and oh, you're cleared, we'll clear you. So
bro,
it really does go by their accord. But I mean, dude, if again, like you were saying, if you do want to have the choice to go through your own doctor, that's fine or whatever. But as a company, bro, how the fuck are you
you
not in contact? Like, hey, Phoenix, we want you back, we want to know how everything's going with your doctor, and just
know,
let us know, send us bills, whatever. Like, how are you not in constant communication with these people?
exactly. That's one thing Tony Khan doesn't do is communicate. That's what Punk was saying. Miro was saying it. So many people were saying the communication with the medical stuff is horrible. His communication in general is horrible. He'll just ghost you, and you don't know what to do for fucking months on end. It's horrible, dude.
Yeah, and I mean, judging off his tweets, bro, if he was asking them for a doctor, they couldn't recommend him with anybody. I mean, are you
You don't
serious?
like, bro, what? Like, that's insane work, dude. That's genuinely insane work.
Yep, they 100%. They 100% were, Bell. I said it in the intro, man. These were the same fucking people. These were the same people. Free this guy, free that guy.
Mhm.
This and that, and then here we are with Ray Phoenix and Tony Khan's being an asshole, and all they have to say is, how he needs to be a big boy and figure it out himself, and all this and that. It's bogus, bro. Which again, like I said, if you're complaining about him finding his own doctor, then that's one thing. But how the fuck do you explain CM Punk paying for his own fucking surgery? I mean,
That's insane.
that had to be a crazy amount of money. Which I'm sure he
Oh,
has it, but like, uh,
still, you don't want to have to pay it because it's their job to pay it.
yep, it
Insane.
really is, bro. It really fucking is. Um, Mercedes says Indianapolis. Say hello to your CEO. She says,
Indianapolis.
yeah, in Fishers, Indiana. Indianapolis. All right. She says she doesn't know what happened to Camille. Me neither. Tony Khan.
No one
And
does.
we have to never speak of her again. But what I am going to speak on is Anna Jay sticking her nose in my business. and then there would be more development with this later in the night. But yeah, I don't even know where this came from, bro. It almost seems like Mercedes is just saying, well, I never worked with her before, so yeah, just give me Anna
Sure.
Jay.
Give me NHP for a match, and that's all I need. That's all this is. I haven't worked with this person. I want to wrestle this person. She wrestles the person. It moves on. Insane. God damn.
So that was that. Like I said, there was a little more development later in the night. MVP and Bobby Lashley, they're in the back with Shelton. They say they're disappointed with him. MVP says, "What do we do, man? We hurt people." He says that. He says, "I love you, but that can't happen. I'm disappointed." Bobby tells him the same thing. A production geek walks past Shelton. He throws him up against the garage door, and a bunch of officials come into the realm, and the Hurt Business just lay them all out. As MVP is just MVP just starts yelling, that's what we do, and that's how we do it, and that was that. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I like how this came off. I like the effect that the garage door gave. Those always give a great
Mm-hmm.
slamming effect.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this was
Great.
good, and I liked, I liked them, not even just teasing a breakup, but just being honest with one another. It just seems like something a good friend would do.
Exactly. I definitely like the vibe that they had. He was mad at him not because he's a horrible person and he hates him now. None of that shit. It's just general like what the fuck, man. And it's great. I
Yeah,
love what they did. I love the vibe, and I fucking love these guys, dude.
for sure. Yes, definitely one of the best, easily been the best part about AEW Dynamite.
Oh fuck yeah.
The Dynamite Krispy Kreme Dozen Battle Royal. this,
Oh.
this, this, this. Oh Lord, this was wow. Um, oh
It was a
God,
match.
they had the. They had jobbers coming out of the woodworks for this match, bro. I mean, this was I'm talking top flight action and dready fucking Evil Uno was in there. The what are they called? Drew McIntyre and Brian Cage. What's their name? The Monstrous Murder Hawks or something. Whatever they
Okay.
are. Fucking 2017 Drew McIntyre and Brian Cage. Um Jobber Central was this
Mm-hmm.
battle royal, okay? I mean, this was the WWE Saturday Night Slam on Hulu roster right here. I mean, these were a bunch of rosebuds in this match.
Oh
Is
fucking
what
yeah.
this was. Action Andretti goes for Rocky Romero was in this match too.
Rocky Romero. You keep us with a good deal with New Japan, so here's a match.
I figured you'd
Good.
be a little more excited when I said that.
We don't see him as much, so it's not as bad to see him
Oh,
nowadays. It
just wait
got
till
to a point
Forbidden
where I'm
Door
through it.
season.
Exactly. Just you guys wait. I'll get a little more angry, a little more annoyed. That's even at first still fucking watching at that point, but I digress. So very little way that be. So actually, I'm not too worried about Forbidden Door because fuck, they're talking about now the Forbidden Door. We might not be reviewing them. Period. Anyway, so oh man, but literally the Jobber Battle Royal. It's Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Jobbers.
Action Andretti goes for a lariat to Rocky Romero. I swear to you, this happened. Rocky's leaning up against the ropes, right?
Mhm.
Andretti hits a lariat on Rocky. Andretti goes flying over the top, and lands on the apron, and Rocky is still in the ring. How the fuck does that make any sense? I mean, are we not? I mean, I shouldn't even have to
Literally, there's
explain that.
well, we know Tony Khan's management, so there's no match producers. It's just, hey, you guys go out there and wrestle. Do what you guys do. And this is what they do. Make no fucking sense in the ring.
How the fuck did Andretti clothesline Rocky? And Andretti's the one that flew over the top and caught himself on the apron. You were on the offense.
No
I mean,
choreography.
what?
Nothing.
Rocky and Andretti are on the apron,
Ian Andretti.
and
Good
Kyle
lord.
O'Reilly comes running in with the big boot. And Excalibur says, Kyle Fletcher came running in. Kyle Fletcher.
Doesn't end, bro. It never ends with this fucking commentary team. Kyle Fletcher. Not Kyle O'Reilly.
No,
Not even Kyle Fletcher.
no,
Just straight up, just Kyle Fletcher.
Kyle Fletcher.
Kyle Fletcher. Not even that one. It's just straight up Kyle Fletcher. That's who did this move, apparently.
I'm sorry. Full Gear will be a night forever etched in history, bro. That
That might,
commentary
you know,
night was just one of the greatest nights of commentary I think I've ever heard.
Kyle Fletcher. Malachi back.
Kyle
Goated.
Fletcher came running in. And you know how Excalibur sounds. He always makes everything sound so extra. So when he fucks things up, it's even funnier. Kyle Fletcher came running in.
Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher running in. Like, bro, what? It's not Kyle Fletcher. Never fail. Never fails.
So Drew McIntyre and Brian Cage are on the apron. They both get super kicked off of the apron by Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly turn around. They stare at each other as they both won. And I was assuming that the winner of this went on to face MJF. I didn't know it was the winner of the last two then go on and have a separate match, because if you guys think back, I remember 2 years ago when they did this thing with Ricky Starks, all Ricky did was win a battle royal and he got a shot at MJF. Now I can't remember how they did it last year, but this is
It wasn't this. There was no way it was this.
at least I don't think it was, but they just changed the fucking rules of this Dynamite fucking Dunkin' Donuts dozen fucking battle royal every week.
It's insane. They just changed it up again. Just it's like this now. Why, dude? Why are you still doing this story, bro? Do you not see the reaction every week? Even your own fans do not like this story anymore. Come on, bro.
Yeah. Yep. So these two kick Drew McIntyre and Brian Cage off the apron, and they both back up, and they're almost back to back, and they turn around and stare at each other. Next week at Winter is Coming. I wish Winter was going for AEW Dynamite. I wish there was something of a fucking snowstorm. I wish there was something of a blizzard that covered up AEW Dynamite for the week.
I wish. Fucking NDAs are coming. Fucking might as well name it that fucking shit. That's all his company is at this fucking point.
They should name they should name the show AEW Dynamite. Doctors are not coming.
Yeah. Fucking Tony Khan is not responding. How about that one? Like, the jokes themselves, dude, it's fucked over there. It's
NDAs
horrible.
are coming. Doctors are not coming. Um, medical bills are not coming. No. Medical bills are coming. Medical bills are not being paid.
Exactly.
Whatever you want to slot in there, bro. It probably fits the criteria for AEW.
There was the Eddie Kingston addresses his enemies. Tony Khan doesn't address his employees.
There you go.
They
There you
write
go.
themselves, dude.
Yeah, so these two win, and there's gonna be a one-on-one match next week, and yeah, this was absolutely atrocious.
It was. It was absolutely horrible, dude.
Jamie Hayter had the return of a lifetime, and I'm gonna show you that I can come back better and stronger than you ever could. That was Julia Hart's voice and a little creepy vignette with a picture of Jamie Hayter thumbtacked to the wall. So that was that, and we did get a little more development in this tonight, or later in the
Hmm.
night, and yeah, but this was this was pretty good
Exactly, man. Exactly. I'm excited for Julie Hart's return, man, and he's awesome, dude. I can't wait.
for sure. The Acclaimed are trying to talk sense into Max Caster, telling him he shouldn't have picked a fight with Swerve. Billy tells him MVP is so far in his head, it is ridiculous. Max is not listening. He tells them, how about you guys just support me? He puts his hand in. He says, best wrestler alive on 3. None of them do it. And he says it and walks off. We then get Swerve Strickland versus Max Caster. Max got absolutely squashed
Demolished.
in this
Literally
match.
a squash match. It was like 2 minutes, not even.
I honestly think pulling the old DIY with the Acclaimed might be the case, because if this isn't the biggest indication on how Max Caster's singles run is gonna go, if it's had in AEW, then I don't know what is. Let's just go ahead and turn the Acclaimed. Let's go ahead and do a little Usos with the Acclaimed. Okay, let's from all the vibrant colors, let's go to the black and white. They've already kind of started it. They've
They
been
have.
wearing just black and white for a while. Let's get rid of all the vibrant pinks and blues and all this stuff. Let's
Give them
just
a
go to
change of
black and
pace.
white. Yes, and let's give them a clean sheet of a notebook paper to write on, bro. So that's what I think. But
Definitely, man. Definitely. I think that's the way they're going, to be honest, because you can't do that and then do a singles run. You can't. So that's got to be a way to show, like, yeah, we're going the heel route, and I really hope that's the case, dude.
me too, bro. Tony Schiavone in this match.
Inevitable.
Oh yeah, that's right. The inevitable Tony Schiavone. He says in this match, ever since Max Caster started this world's best, greatest wrestler thing,
World's best, greatest wrestler thing.
okay.
Great
First of
word.
all, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Ever since he started this, let's start from that.
Okay.
How fucking long has Max Caster been calling himself the best wrestler alive? Because if my memory
Crazy.
serves me correctly, he's been calling himself the best wrestler alive for the better part of 2.5 years. He's always had that on his tights. Ever since he
Ever.
started this. Yeah. 2 fucking
Yeah,
years ago, Tony.
he fucking, when they made the Acclaimed. What are you talking about?
He always has referred to himself. I remember when he did the trademark, when he was calling himself before he got the trademark, but I remember he got the trademark around the time they were doing the Acclaimed and Swerve in Our Glory matches.
Like, bro, what? Like,
Ever since
as
he started this world's best, greatest wrestler thing.
if he
Uh,
hasn't been referring to him as that for like fucking 2 years now. Great.
Max Caster has either always had it on his tights or he's always referred to himself in his raps as the best wrestler alive. He's had the trademark for it for like 2 fucking years now. Okay, the world's best, greatest wrestler.
World's best, greatest wrestler.
Let alone Max Caster surviving as a singles. Uh, I, how do you expect to get over when commentary can't even do their fucking job in selling your character?
No, they can't do it for anybody. The people that need it and the people that don't, they don't help. They're horrible. They make people look worse. Maybe if I didn't hear fucking Kyle Fletcher all fucking day, I might not fucking mind the guy.
Swerve hit a house call and he hit a swerve stomp and he put Caster away. I mean, this was an absolute wash. This is your biggest sign to not turn Max Caster into a singles wrestler because
literally can't.
I mean it's absolutely cooked for him if that is the case. Him and Bowens.
Oh, everyone's cooked. Just shut it down. Just shut everything down.
MJF, you know, the orchestrator of the Hurt Business.
He is.
He's doing another vignette. Go figure. What do you expect?
No way. That's all he does.
He reminisces about Better Than You, Baby. Me the fuck too. That's all I...
That's all I do with AEW is reminisce. All you can do.
He reminisces about Better Than You, Baby. He tells Adam Cole, "You turned on me just off a thought that I would turn on you first, but you don't have any proof of that." True. And look at the butterfly effect you've created. He blames Adam Cole for what has happened to his friends, Roddy. And he blames Adam Cole for Jon Moxley ruling AEW with an iron fist, because if Adam Cole wouldn't have went to extreme lengths to take the belt off of MJF would still have the belt, and Jon Moxley would not be ruling with an iron fist, because you guys screwed me out of the title. He says he's tired of Cole running around like he's the hero when really he's the villain, and he tells him he knows he can beat Kyle O'Reilly next week, and that was basically it, man. So more truth from the villain here, MJF. So that is more villainy and vignettes. The story of MJF.
Literally vignettes. That's all he could do, and making the story look even worse by the week, dude. Never fails.
Yes. Yeah. So that was that. That was that, man. As like I said, bro. MJF just he continues to drop truth bombs and make Adam Cole look even more silly. So that's that.
Bro, sitting on his couch doing all this bullshit. Goddamn.
Switchblade. Switchblade defeats Pac here in a singles match. Switchblade rolls out onto the outside during the match. Wheeler Yuta hits a knee, a Busaiku knee on the outside on Switchblade as the ref is not looking. He rolls Jay in the ring. Jay basically no-sells the Busaiku knee, hits a Blade Runner on Pac, and beats him.
Way to make these guys look fucking great, dude.
You
These
know,
guys rule in this company.
you're really, selling me here on the fact that the Death Riders, man, they are really really taking over the place, man. They really are.
You literally, the way they portray them is that they're only a threat to jobbers, and everyone else are just another faction. It's so fucking insane the way they're doing this.
How the fuck you had Wheeler Yuta cheat against Jay White to then have Jay White get in the ring, no problem, hit a Blade Runner and beat his man Pac is absolutely
Insane way.
some of the craziest work I've ever seen in AEW, bro. That they look so, they look so fucking stupid. I can't even
Oh, it's
fathom to
horrible.
you how fucking stupid they looked here, bro.
Oh, dude, it's insane. They look so fucking bad. It's literally, they can only beat the fucking losers. It's an insane group.
Pac had help, and he still lost to Jay White, no problem. Marin Shafir comes out. She pump fakes Jay White again. Jay White is looking like he wants to fucking beat the fuck out of her. And but the Death Riders then come in and they attack. Hangman comes out. The cameraman with a cable attacks. I believe it was John Moxley, and he reveals himself as Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
Cassidy, Switchblade, and Hangman then attack John Moxley and leave him lying.
Leaves me
Orange
lying every day, too.
Orange Cassidy being back in the mix is just absolutely horrendous to me. This not
Oh,
only
dude,
did
that's
this guy lose, he lost in uh I mean he lost in pretty decent fashion. I mean, we he just lost off a Wheeler Yuta distraction.
that's not like the biggest distraction or fucking cheat move ever. Like he really just fucking lost like a bitch.
They have this guy dressing up like he's fucking The Rock and he's making a surprise appearance. He takes off the mask and nobody gives a shit.
Like, bro, it's Cassidy, bro. No one cares.
And this is the same guy that I'm assuming is going to be vying for the AEW championship again in a fatal four-way at World's End. This is the same guy that said after Full Gear he didn't want the championship anyway. I think he said it before Full Gear too.
Yeah, he said it before that he didn't care to get the title. He just wanted to fight Moxley.
All right.
Right. And he
Nice.
still lost. You know, he's back doing the same thing just to lose again, just to be the guy that eats the pin in the match. Good lord.
They all attack Moxley and they leave him lying with his looking up at the lights. I wish I was looking up at the
So
lights every fucking Wednesday night from 7 to 9:20.
half the time I'm looking up at my ceiling, so same fucking thing.
Half the time when I'm watching AW Dynamite, I find myself, and I'm so serious. I
Okay.
find myself staring at the wall.
Oh yeah.
Legitimately, nothing on the wall, just the plain wall. I'll just stare at it. Just like I'm staring at
Right.
the wall right in front of me. I'll just
As you
stare at
just
it
do.
and forget that
God,
I'm watching and I'll just stare at it and forget that I'm watching Dynamite. Jamie Hayter, she's doing a promo in the back. Jamie says she didn't know. She didn't know if this was about her triumphant return at Wembley because everyone and their mother was pissed off about that. Yeah,
Trust me,
because
that's Mm-hmm.
Because they returned you on a pre-show.
On a pre-show. They didn't care. They don't care now.
Hmm. Everyone and their mothers is pissed off about that. She says she came back to settle scores, and that isn't you. But if you want to fight, anytime, any place. She said. She said she's back to settle scores, and that's why the Women's World Cup at Wrestle Dynasty means so much to her. She said she will. She said if. She said she will come and find Julia then, because you cannot fight who you can't see, and when she does find her, she's going to leave her laying on her back.
Mm. So will I. Trust me.
What this sounds like to me is Jamie Hayter, who should be being built up to go up against Mariah May for the the Women's World Championship. What this sounds like to me is that Jamie Hayter is going to get fed to Julia Hart.
Oh, 100%. More than likely, she's going to be fed.
Which I love Julia. I love Julia, but I don't necessarily think a program with Jamie Hayter, who hasn't even got her return run that happened in fucking August, off the ground yet.
Oh, literally. It's bad for both of them. She's beating someone who came back horribly, and then the one who came back horribly that shouldn't have came back horribly is already getting beat. It's a lose-lose.
We get a Chris Jericho news anchor segment. He's standing in front of a screen like a news anchor. He announces that Final Battle, Dynamite and Collision in December are going to be from the Hammerstein Ballroom. He announces All in Texas. He says, if you want to know who I'm going to face in Sin City at Final Battle at Hammerstein Ballroom in New York, you can tune in to TV time on Ring of Honor tomorrow.
Sure. No one will do that, so don't worry.
Sin City. Am I stupid, or is Sin City Las Vegas?
I I I I don't think it's New York, so more than likely.
Uh, Sin City at Hammerstein Ballroom, which is in fucking New York. All right.
Insane.
I, what do you even fucking say, man?
Oh, it's literally at this point with Dino, it's just okay, and I
And
should fucking move
and
on,
and
dude. Because
AEW's funniest attempt at getting people to watch Ring of Honor is they put Matt Cardona on there as if they just said they weren't going to work with GCW anymore, and he just so happens to be not only the biggest star in the independent scene, which proves the point even more, but he also works heavily with GCW. So I find that I find that very funny. I find that very
oh
funny.
yeah, because it's not about them. It's about Ricky, dude. Insane.
We get a vignette in a western type town. And there's a guy, and he walks up to another guy that's hanging up a sign. The guy hanging up the sign gets scared. He says, "Hey, you can't come up on me like that, man. I thought you were him." The other guy asks, "Who?" He says, "The most wanted. They say he's coming back to town soon. And if he is, we're all in trouble." He then puts a final nail in. and the paper rolls down, and it is the most wanted, the return of Bandito.
Look at that, man. Fucking production. A fucking fire ass teaser vignette with actual actors to do this thing. It wasn't fucking a bunch of nobodies in the back doing this shit. It was an actual production. Fucking phenomenal, dude. Fucking great.
This shocked me so much.
Yeah.
I damn near broke down every aspect of this in detail in my head as I'm watching this, and I couldn't. It was unfathomable. And when I say I broke this down in every single detail, I mean every single detail, because I'm so not used to AEW doing cool shit like this. I'm sitting there and I'm watching this and I'm like, oh my god, they found a location, an old western location, an old western type location. They got actors. They shot this to hype
Like,
a debut, a return.
like, it's not just a graphic they're dropping. Like, holy shit. Do this more, please.
Now, to
Look,
play devil's
back
advocate
down to
here,
reality. Mm-hmm.
I think you easily could have put Bandito in the C2. I think that would have been great, but
Fire butt.
um I was appalled. I was absolutely appalled by this. This was my favorite part of Dynamite. This was absolutely incredible. A minute long vignette to build anticipation and hype behind Bandito's return was it was amazing. Now, what will Bandito do upon his return? Probably nothing. But
Exactly. And that's the bad part. He's probably not going to be used much when he comes back. But this was fucking amazing.
this was absolutely incredible. This was absolutely incredible, man. I love this. I love, like I said, I was breaking down damn near every aspect of this in my head, and just I couldn't fathom that AEW would possibly do something like this in this day and age. In the day and age where somebody returns and they throw up a graphic, and like we're seeing it with Julia Hart, and
Hmm.
that's very cool, and I didn't expect, I just genuinely didn't expect them to do much of that. So the fact that we're getting it again, something cinematic and something cool and just some sort of vignette to build hype, I think this was incredible. And again, I would like to slowly see vignettes where the bandit gets closer and closer to making his way to town. And then,
Hmm.
you could do the final vignette of him, riding up on the town on like a horse or some shit. And then, either a week later or, a little bit later in the night, you bring him out there. I think that would be cool. I would love to see that, and I would love to see them develop this, but pro- props to AEW on this one, man, because this is this was fantastic shit.
Oh, 100%, dude. 100%. It was great, great production. Very shocking. And what they got to keep doing with people, man. This is great. This is how you present people.
100%, man. Anna Jay versus Penelope Ford.
Back to reality.
You mean to fucking tell me you had Will Ospreay versus Juice Robinson on Collision? You mean to tell me you had Okada versus Daniel Garcia on Collision? Yet we're giving Dynamite time to Anna Jay versus Penelope Ford?
Fuck, dude.
Okay.
It's insane work, bro. It really is.
Excalibur, before the match comes on, they play the graphic for it. He says after this commercial break, we are going to revisit the culmination of this hate-driven rivalry.
This hate driven rivalry. New Day, what? Well, what's that, man? That's just the story, man. This is a hate-driven rivalry.
Anna Jay and Penelope Ford, a hate-driven rivalry. Are are these commentators, are they just reading, or are they clearly they're not thinking about what they're saying, because huh? Anna Jay and Penelope Ford, a hate-driven rivalry. Who the fuck even knew this rivalry was happening?
Probably not even a rivalry. The match, they probably had the first interaction last week or something.
I don't even think Anna fucking Jay knows she's feuding with Penelope Ford.
I don't think she does. Insane.
We get like a back-to-back. Anna Jay hits her with like a back-to-back, like, you know how Mercedes sets up for the moneymaker, but then she like twists him to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Anna Jay just fell straight back, or she just threw Penelope straight back. I guess that was the finish. She calls out Mercedes, or Excalibur says Mercedes Monet. Mercedes comes out there. She says Anna cannot beat her, but I like your confidence. And if you want a shot, you can come back in 10 years after you've done something in this business, because you're not getting it. I swear to you. I swear to you. She walks out of the ring. We go to commercial. And when we come back, they fucking announce the match for Holiday Bash in 3 weeks. Or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
She just fucking told her no. Where's the camaraderie in these segments?
Like, dude, if you're gonna plan to do the match that far out, do another week where she finally caves or something. Like, that's not how you run things.
And what exactly is going to be on World's End? Because
I have no clue at this point.
uh, uh, that was that. Mariah May is in the back. She's making fun of Mina, saying she cannot shake her tits forever. She says she still believes in Mina, but women's wrestling is dead and buried because I am the one holding the shovel.
Oh my God.
I was just going to make that joke. Yeah, I think the only one holding the shovel in the AEW women's division is Mr. Tony Khan. Mina runs up with a bottle in her hand. She runs up to Mariah. Mariah gets scared. She then tells Mariah, "Smash it over my face. Winter is coming. Make me work." You know, because I believe Mariah said something last week about like none of the women here want to go to work or something like that.
Yeah.
So, so she said, "Make me work," and I think this is gonna be pretty fire, and I don't know why this isn't another match fucking taking place on World's End. But what do we know, right?
What do we know
Because
exactly? Well,
Tony clearly knows what he's doing.
oh, he exactly knows what he's doing, man. Why put the match on the pay-per-view and you just put it on a random Dynamite that you're not even gonna fucking probably remember? Who knows, dude? Who knows? But they're gonna waste the match on Dynamite.
Yes, they are. The main event: Claudio versus Brody King. In the C2. Brody went for a Gonzo bomb. It then gets countered. Claudio hits a low blow to Brody King. and a neutralizer. And Brody loses to Claudio Castagnoli. Okay. I love Claudio. I just don't know where this monstrous run is coming from all of a sudden. It's just kind of, I don't know. I guess just a lot. I like it. Don't get me wrong. It's just a little random. It's just a little sprung upon us, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, yeah, I mean, he is fucking blowing his way through the tournament in like monstrous fashion, bro. And I don't know where this came from, but all right.
So, yeah, it's impressive, I guess. It's out of nowhere, I'll tell you that.
100%, man. Yeah, Claudio picks up 3 points to Brody 0. I think Claudio might be at 6 and Brody
Damn,
still might be at 3. So,
insane.
yeah, that was that was that. That was that as yeah, that was your episode, your December 4th episode from Fishers, Indiana. Episode of AEW Dynamite. So yeah, man, that was Dynamite.
That was it, finally.
And with that, now to get on to some WWE stuff. Now that we're done with the AEW talk for the week,
Wake up.
to give a huge thank you and a huge shout out to the official sponsor of the Notorious Heels podcast, man, W Energy. W Energy, man, they are an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus without the jitters. W Energy is a clean formula, zero sugar, zero calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings, with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. Get your W Energy products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout to save yourselves 10%. And if you're watching Dynamite and the shit gets grippy, you can always count on a little W in your cuppy.
There you go. Yeet. Dude, fucking, you need them every Wednesday, man. At least, if not more days throughout the week, man. So, thank you guys for sponsoring the show. Greatly appreciated, man. Trust me, it is used.
They don't know how appreciated they truly are, bro.
I'm telling you, that fucking show.
Yes, shout out to W, bro. Always keeping me awake on my Wednesday nights. You know, it says they're here to improve focus, and sometimes I look at my wall, my blank wall, very focused while I'm watching AEW Dynamite, thinking about how many more Dynamites we're going to be talking about here on Unscripted.
Not many. Can't be many, dude. Cause holy fuck.
Smack Sound. The December 6th edition of SmackDown. The show opens up, bro, with some gruesome injury news, man. I got the images right here. They played these at the beginning of SmackDown. They said 3 injuries took place. Jimmy Uso got a broken foot. They did show the replay, but they did not not a broken foot, sorry, a broken toe. They did not show they did not show x-rays for that one, but what they did show was the replay of how he came down and how his whole like basically all of his toes, man, on his right foot just sort of bent back on that splash. So yeah. They also talked about 2 other injuries from the New Bloodline side. One being the temporary member, Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed broke his foot and is out indefinitely. as you can see the X-ray here on your right-hand side. And then, for the most heartbreaking, saddest piece of injury news to come out of 2024,
Genuinely.
the GOAT, the real tribal chief, Tonga Loa, tore his bicep, as you can see in the picture to your right. Now, they said it was from CM Punk hitting it with the toolbox, but to be 100% honest with you guys, man, the way Tonga Loa's arm was wrapped up before the match, and then if you guys noticed, Solo kept him in the cage second to last and let Fatu go. I honestly think Tonga Loa has probably been hurt for at least before War Games. I'm not sure as to how long, but I'm sure he was hurt going into that match, and obviously they just gave the credit for it to CM Punk, but and the toolbox spot. But I think Tonga Loa was hurt before that, man, and he tore his bicep. And wow, I mean that absolutely sucks for everybody involved, man. And it's really sad that happened, because it was a really good match, and those guys really they went to war. And I've said that was my favorite War Games match I think WWE's ever done, just because of the rich storytelling and just everybody involved, everybody played their part, and the spots were built up nicely, and just everything in the match was it was a nice vibe. And to hear that 3 people got injured out of it absolutely breaks my heart, man. But those guys should have nothing to be ashamed of, bro, because that is without question a match of the year candidate. Those guys absolutely outdid themselves, and it just absolutely sucks that happened to 3 out of the 10 competitors in the match. It really sucks, man, and I really wish them the best. And I was shocked to hear about Tonga Loa, because when SmackDown loaded up, they talked about there was 3 injuries coming out of the War Games match, and I thought, did one of the women get hurt? And then, when I realized they were all talking from the men's War Games match, I was like, who the hell? And, I was a little scared that maybe it was Jacob, because I know he did the spot, where he kind of messed up the springboard and was selling the knee. But Tonga Loa, it shocked me, man.
It really did. And it sucks, man. It sucks. Hope all the best for these guys in their recovery. Injuries fucking suck, man, especially when there's just a mass amount of them after one match. It's fucking crazy, man. So, hope the best for Bronson, hope the best for Jimmy, hope the best for Tonga Loa, man. That sucks. And kudos to everyone in that match, man.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Yeah, just horrible stuff. Horrible stuff, man. Okay. Let's stay on the topic of the new bloodline.
Oh, man. Fire.
LA Knight was out there about to confront Nakamura, and Andrade came out, and the new bloodline then came out and laid out LA and Andrade. Solo proceeds to cut this promo that was absolute fire. This man, serious? He's
Great.
really starting to, and he has been for a while, but he is really starting to come into his own, and I am really liking the progression of his storyline, man. This was great stuff, and this was a great promo. He talked about just how they're here to reclaim dominance, and he's tired of being taken as a joke. And the OGs may have won War Games, but he said, I still got this. And he grabbed the Ulafala, and he's still the tribal chief. And this was good stuff. And from this point on, I'm really hoping to see Solo Sikoa take the route where we do not see him lose as much, because that was one thing that did hurt Solo a lot, is it's his tendencies to lose, and the tendencies to put him in matches where he loses. You know what I mean? It really doesn't give him much legitimacy, but I really want to see that go away following this promo, and I actually want to see him reestablish his dominance, man, because aside from the win aside from the win against Roman at Crown Jewel where he pinned Roman Reigns, he's sort of struggled to win damn near anything. And
Mhm.
it sucks for Solo, and it's been one thing that's been at his detriment. But I really want to see him. I really want to see him. Start to actually. I don't want to see him go that Bray Wyatt route where he would talk and talk and talk about how he would hype
Yeah,
himself up and then he would just lose. I don't
exactly.
never want to see him go that route. And yeah, but this was great, man. This was great, and it really goes to show how much more comfortable he's getting on the mic, man, because he was pretty laughable in the beginning of the summer, and it really goes to show how he can pick up a mic now and you can actually listen without laughing. You can listen and sit there and say, oh, all right.
Exactly, man. He's cutting fire promos. That shit was really good. I like the energy and I like the vibe, and I like how even though they lost, they made sure they looked good right after by a certain dominance. They're still on top on SmackDown. At the end of the day, they might have lost that match, but they're still running SmackDown right now, and I love that I love the way they did that, and I love the vibe they got, man. And Solo's kicking ass right now in his spot, man, and he's progressing really great, and I'm excited to see how much more he even progresses. This shit was fire.
Yeah, and it also goes to show how it also goes to show, man, how a lot of times, bro, you don't necessarily need to um what am I trying to just because he lost war games, it doesn't make him look any less. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now, I'm not saying I want him to lose too much because I just said he needs to start picking up just more legitimate victories just to legitimize himself a little bit more in the win bracket, but it really goes it just really goes to show for his progression and how good it's been, man. But um they're in the ring and they're standing there with Nakamura. And Jacob goes to get close to Shinsuke, and Shinsuke does the three, he puts three fingers on his neck, and all of the sudden black mist just starts oozing out of his mouth. All right. Here's the thing. I'm not going to sit here and say he's fully got his aura back like a lot of people have said. But I'll
No,
say this.
he's progressing.
That was pretty fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
It was a
And
cool moment.
absolutely. And the music. When we first
It's
seen
good.
him debut the music, it was that weird trap remix of The Rising Sun. Whatever this like whistling samurai type version of the song is, it really bangs a lot. And I'll have to say, again, I'm not gonna fully let my guard down and say that Nakamura is back, but I will say if Triple H somehow manages to pull this off, that
He's a god.
that man is operating on a different level right now because he to me that is doing the impossible, restoring
That is
Nakamura. That is damn near that is damn near about as close as you can get to an impossible task. And if he does that, I don't know, man. That
mhm.
yeah, that's something. That's definitely gonna be something for sure.
This man Triple H really might pull the John Wick, man. He did an impossible task. They gave him an impossible task, and he fucking completed it. If he's able to, in the next few months, switch everything around and get Shinsuke that momentum back, then you know what? Then man, I don't know. Call me a Fed mark at that point because holy shit, he did the fucking impossible, dude. Look, Nakamura was actually pretty cool on SmackDown. Entrance is cool. That moment was cool. If they keep that momentum up, my God, he might actually do it. That's crazy.
That mask too. I've always wanted somebody to come out with that samurai. I love the way those samurai masks look. I love
It's
it.
so sick.
Our old the only community that matters shirt
Mm-hmm.
has that type of mask in it because it is just
It's so
so
cool.
unbelievably hard, and it's so unbelievably hard, and I always used to use that mask in 2K because it was one of the generic items that they had in the entrance attires, and I would always, usually in the little my career mode, for WrestleMania, usually I would always do that type of attire. So to see somebody actually come out with it, I cannot fucking believe I'm saying this, man, but I really hope Mattel gets working on that, bro, because that's definitely going to be an epic look in the
Mm-hmm.
in the shelf, because yeah, that is just I love that look.
Dang.
But again, if Triple H manages, yeah, this was the first week following Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to see how this plays out. But I'll say this, man: if this guy manages to restore Nakamura, ah, Tony Khan is in trouble. Okay.
He is very much in trouble. If he can restore Nakamura, holy shit, he can restore anything. Because holy shit.
Um, we get a Michael Cole and Kevin Owens interview in a car. Kevin Owens is hilarious. He made
He's
Michael
fucking.
Cole come outside in the Minnesota December weather.
Trust me. Our manager will tell you, that shit gets cold out there.
Yes,
Real fucking cold.
100%. Um, and um, Cole's standing on the outside of the car, and Owens tells him, "Dude, it's cold out there, man. I got it nice and toasty in here. Get in here." Cole says no. KO, pressures him to get in the car, and he gets in the car, and they're just having an open and honest conversation about Kevin Owens' hatred for Cody Rhodes. And Michael Cole tells him, you should not be so mad at Cody. He just tried to do the right thing, and KO called him out for being a huge Cody Rhodes fanboy, and Michael Cole says, and this is what I love about the new age of WWE, and you see it a lot with Jackie, and you see it a lot with Kathy Kelly as well, and obviously Michael Cole, just the personality. They don't sound like
Yeah.
robots. They're human beings, just conducting an interview and trying to get information.
Because if they could be in an interview and a wrestler can say something that might not make sense, or like it's obviously a story, part of the story where they're being hypocritical or something, they'll ask them straight up, just, you don't think that's hypocritical or this, or they're humans. They're actually talking to these people like the actual reporters would, and it's fucking great.
Yes, 100%. 100%, man. And Cole says to Kevin Owens, he says, well, if you had a problem with Cody Rhodes teaming with Roman Reigns, how did you feel about CM Punk, Jimmy and Jay, and Sami Zayn teaming with
Mm.
Roman Reigns? Owens sat up in his seat, like, what did you just say? And KO then says, I don't care about the Usos. I don't care about them. And trust me, when it's time, me and Sammy are going to cross that bridge.
Oh, he is gonna kill him.
He's going to
He's
kill
gonna
him.
fucking, he's gonna kill him, dude. This is about to be insane, bro. I can't wait.
Yes, he is quite literally going to kill him. So, I love this. I mean, Michael Cole is addressing the huge elephant in the room, which needed to be addressed because everybody was wondering, like, how are you not mad about Sami Zayn? I know a lot of people wanted it to immediately come into question. But I like that they've kept it separated, and I like
Wait.
how Owens hasn't talked about it. I like how somebody brought it up to him to, you know, almost entice him a little bit.
Mhm.
And I love this interview. And then afterwards, he kicks Michael Cole out of the car, and he drives off. So he drove
Great
off.
segment.
He almost forgot to turn his turn signal on when he was leaving the arena parking lot, but nonetheless, he still did turn it on.
Good. That's good, man. At least he didn't flash someone with their brights.
That's
Like,
true.
some people might have done. But very great segment, dude. I love the vibe. I like the setting. It was real different, and I like the tease that they did there. I'm very excited.
For sure, bro, for sure. The Street Profits are attacked in the backstage area. Nick Aldis bumps into the Motor City Machine Guns in the backstage area, and he tells them, "Hey, the tag match is off. The Street Profits have been attacked. They need medical attention." Johnny Gargano walks up and he says, "What? The Street Profits got attacked? Oh, if you still need a title match, we'll take it." Nick Aldis says, "No, this is too fresh. I don't want to do it." Alex Shelley then says, "Yeah, we promoted a title match. Let's have DIY step up." Nick
Great.
says, "This okay with you? And it's okay with you? Okay, but tell Ciampa," he tells Johnny, he says, "tell Ciampa he better not make me regret this decision." Well, I don't think it was
Well,
just Ciampa that had made a regrettable decision on this night, because
love it.
DIY are, you know, going about their match against the Motor City Machine Guns. Johnny's playing babyface, Tommaso's playing heel. Obviously, MCMG is babyface. They go for their finisher. I can't remember the name of it to save my life.
Fuck, it's
Logan
called Hi.
Logan would probably know it. I can't remember the name of the Motor City Machine Guns finisher, but they go for it. Saban turns Gargano around for the neck breaker, and Shelley's on the top rope. And Ciampa distracts the ref. Gargano gets out of it, low blows Chris Sabin. Shelley is shocked. He jumps down. DIY hit, meet in the middle on Alex Shelley, and beat Motor City Machine Guns to become the new WWE Tag Team Champions. Heel DIY are your tag team champions. Now I'm very interested to see how this goes, because the closest thing we've ever got to a heel DIY was Johnny Gargano faking heel so he can get to Tommaso Ciampa and face him at the at Takeover New York, which then obviously Ciampa ended up getting hurt, didn't end up happening, but that's the closest thing we've had to it. But now this isn't a thing where Johnny's playing heel. These two are legitimately both a heel tag team now.
I
Holy
love it,
shit.
dude. I'm so excited. They didn't do the breakup thing, and they did the right thing. Heel DIY. Fucking Psycho Killer, Blackheart Champa, and fucking shithead Gargano. Perfect, dude. I'm so excited for this, dude. Just Gargano's heel face, just him, that fucking grin he had the whole rest of that match after he low blowed him. Fucking great, dude. I'm so excited for this fucking group as a heel. And I like the way they did it. I like the swerve they did. And I'm so fucking happy they went this way, man. I really am.
Absolutely, bro. I love this, man. I love this. I thought this was a great move. I was very scared that they were going to break
Mhm.
DIY up, and you know it's been building and building and building. And again, I was very scared that they were going to break DIY up, because you know I've been on record as saying that a heel DIY is simply not going to work, because these guys are not over enough as an act to to survive as singles right now, or at least in the same way they did in NXT. And with these guys both being a heel act now, I love it, man. I love it. I think this is a great option. I think this is a great option for them, and I think this is going to give them hopefully a new lease on life, man. As we can get to see these guys be pricks, and we can get to see these guys be assholes in a way that we've never seen DIY be before. So I like it, and this was great stuff, done perfectly. It was done against a likable tag team in Motor City Machine Guns. They have now them to feud with, and I'm assuming they're the ones that attack the Street Profits. They have them to team with now, man, and this is overall just really exciting stuff for DIY, and I'm just very excited to see what they do as a heel group, and I'm very excited for them to get new theme music.
Oh, dude, they have to, please. Y- please do it now. Do it already. I hope their next time we done. I hope this Friday there's new theme music for them, man. But I'm excited. I'm so glad with the path they went with DIY, and can't wait to see how they do with them, man. Hopefully they could fucking make it to a pay-per-view.
So the big thing coming out of SmackDown, in the open of the show, there is a promo from Cody Rhodes. He's then interrupted by American Made, who come out, and Chad Gable mentions a trade deadline in
Mm,
WWE. He mentions a trade deadline. Nick Aldis would then speak to multiple Raw talents throughout the night. Dominic was spotted. Gunther was being the biggest one, was spotted, and these people are talking to Adam Pearce, I guess, about potentially moving to his show in a trade, which I love the idea of a trade deadline before the end of the year, because, so you can get everything situated for Mania season. You can keep
mhm.
people apart. Even if you want two people to face at WrestleMania, you have an out if you wanted to put them on separate brands and keep them separated throughout the year and then put them together again towards the trade deadline. WWE can use a lot of trades right now. I wish they would have mentioned this a
Like,
little bit more just
mhm.
casually throughout the year, but
Yeah,
I love this concept. I love the concept of a trade deadline in WWE.
I really do. I like the fact that they're doing this. I like the vibe it gives, and I'm excited to see, who can move, what they can do, what they can tease, and I'm excited, dude.
Yeah, man. Carmelo Hayes was talking to Aldis, and he told Aldis, I need to know what I'm doing, or else it's going to be Monday Night Mellow on Netflix, which has a great ring to it.
I
And
do like that.
and he said he said, I need to know what I'm doing, or I need to know what's happening for me on this show, or else I'm gonna go ahead and talk to Pierce. Nick Aldis tells him, "Don't you worry. Actually, I I have somebody for you." Now, WWE's YouTube page would then go on to post this same video and put in the title, Nick Aldis has a new superstar.
Hmm.
What could that mean? Because I know a lot of people's mind immediately went to Penta. The first person I thought about was Trick, because,
More.
Trick and Mello have a history, but being that Penta's contract is up and that, he's more than likely going to sign with,
Awful.
yeah, he's more than likely going to sign with WWE. I could easily see this being Pentagon for sure.
I think it's either gonna be Trick or Pentagon. They might step on this news while it's hot, man, while it's being talked about, and put Penta on their TV. I think it could be a great look for them, dude. And it'll be a pretty bad look, for AEW, and they're gonna like that, man. So I wouldn't be shocked if it was Penta, obviously, but I knew they could mean just new to SmackDown, and it could be Trick. That I would also like, but very interesting to see what they could do here.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. So thought that was very interesting. And then yeah, like I said, bro, like I said, there is a lot of there's a lot of interesting trades that they can do. I mean, we seen Chad Gable, an American Made. I think that's absolutely needed. I think that's absolutely
Hmm.
needed for a trade, man. I mean, these guys come off like absolute jobbers on Monday Night Raw. So hopefully, wishful thinking, maybe things can turn around for them on SmackDown. And when it comes to people like Gunther and whatnot, or I mean, it's very interesting to see. You know, are they gonna move the world champions? You know that's
They
very interesting to me. They very well could.
they might want to, dude. They might want to get a change of pace, change of scenery. Maybe Netflix wants that world title, man. Maybe they want it. You never know what can happen, dude. But I'm very interested to see how this goes.
100%, 100%, man. I can absolutely see that. I can absolutely see that. And now that Monday Night Raw is going back to being the flagship show, as you know, when SmackDown was on Fox, it was, you know, pretty SmackDown was pretty
And
much
then,
portrayed as the flagship
mhm,
show. You know, it's very interesting to see. It's very interesting to see if you know what they're going to do, because we already know Netflix asked for the big 3, right? They asked for Punk, they asked for Roman, and they asked for Cody. You know, I specifically had said I think they're going to get 2 of them. And my honest opinion, I don't think they move the world champions. I think they keep them. I obviously think this is just a bit of teasing. Now again, it's not it's
obviously, it,
yeah, it's not out of the realm of possibility. It very well could happen. But you know, if we are going into things like Cena and Gunther and you know all that kind of stuff, I would overall say you know you keep Cody on SmackDown and keep Gunther on Raw. But it begs the question, man: is WWE are they going to possibly do something like that? You know, so
I wouldn't be shocked.
it's very interesting, man, and that would also shake up their uniformness of their championships. I mean, they've gone to extreme lengths, you know, to let you know that the championships we see on each show are staying there. You know, so are they going to break up their uniform? You know, identification of the championships and how they like everything to, you know, pretty much look the same. It's very interesting to see, and it is very interesting. But I really love the idea of a trade deadline, and
Hmm.
yeah, I think this is gonna open up some pretty cool opportunities, and I mean some of these shows drastically need a change of pace, man. I mean, I'm talking, you know, you know, like I said, I had mentioned American Made. I think Drew McIntyre on SmackDown, getting him away from Punk, is the
Is
right
the
decision.
I think so. And even just leveling off the shows, obviously it was for so long one show was 3 hours, one show was two. Pretty soon you gotta prepare. They're both gonna be three. So you might as well level off the rosters now to make it, as even as possible to accommodate to that.
Definitely, definitely, man. So it's very interesting to see what they're gonna do, man, and I'm very interested to see. But we also did get some more on Monday Night Raw, man. But that was pretty much everything for SmackDown.
Basically. Enjoyable. Very fun.
Yeah, 100%, man. And being that the stuff with the New Day had happened earlier in the week, and then this episode of SmackDown was very good itself. So it was one of the most solid weeks all year of both of the weekly shows, that being Raw and SmackDown. But very
Mhm.
solid stuff. And this week of WWE content I thought was very enjoyable coming out of Survivor Series.
I thought it was. I thought it really was. That was a good post Survivor Series episode of SmackDown.
For sure, man. Monday Night Raw. This was the We got 4 more weeks, and we are at Raw on Netflix. Well, that means we have 3 more weeks of 2-hour Raws.
You're gonna be missed.
Oh, so missed. This show is
Mm-hmm.
from Wichita, Kansas. Gunther opens up the show. He says Saturday night's main event will not be like Survivor Series. Finn comes out, and his Trons says FXXX. And I know that's supposed to be Finn, but every time I look at that, I just can't help but see fuck.
Oh, dude, I love that. It's literally just fuck. It's
Yeah.
just a big Tron that just says fuck. Good lord.
So fuck comes out, and he tells Gunther, he says, "You're right. Saturday night's main event will be nothing like Survivor Series because at Survivor Series, you retain the championship. And after 8 long years at Saturday Night Main Event, I will win the World Heavyweight Championship." Gunther tells fuck, "You did not earn the title match on Saturday. Your audacity to take responsibility for me being champion is what got you the title match, but I get it. You're frustrated because 8 years ago you became the first Universal Champion. I looked up to you. I respected you, but over time, the respect kept fading away because you chose to cut corners. To take shortcuts, to align yourself with the Judgment Day. You chose to hang out with a bunch of weirdos in the clubhouse. And and
Damn.
and you chose to play second fiddle to Damian Priest. So here we are now. Figuratively and literally, I'm looking down on you. 8 years ago, you were the best wrestler in the world for one night. I'm the best in the world right now, and for thousands of nights to come. In this title proves there is my bad. He says when we face off for this championship, it will prove there is only one reason you will not walk out of Saturday with this championship, and that is because you are not on my level, and you never will be. Judgment Day, they get in the ring they hop on the apron to go to attack Gunther. Damian Priest comes back. No. Stay away, please. Why are you back?
Finn.
He's back to attack fuck. He takes out the Judgment Day. He gets Finn Balor in the ring. Gunther and Damian Priest are trading off, striking Mr. Fuck and Fuck Balor. And they Damian knocks Finn down, and as soon as Damian turns around, Gunther just clobbers him with a clothesline and starts whipping his ass. As I honestly thought these two were gonna show each other a bit of respect, but nope, he just went in and just attacked Damian Priest like it was nobody's business. So I love to see it. This is why Gunther is one of my favorites. And he attacks Priest. He goes to put him through the announce table. Finn hits a sling blade on Gunther, and he leaves Gunther and Damian Priest lying in the ring. As this segment goes off into commercial, man. But this is a solid opening segment, man. Building a Saturday night's main event. I thought this was a good final push before the show, and I enjoyed what they did here.
I definitely did, man. I like what they're doing here. I like the triple threat. It's gonna be cool, man. And I'm waiting to. Too bad we might not get the way Damian Priest has been talking. I think he's gonna pronounce Finn's name Finn Balor, and I hope we get to hear that, dude. You know it's coming. So hopefully in the post fucking pay-per-view show, we get to hear him say that because I need that. That'll just be goated. Finn Balor. Hey Finn. Finn Balor. It's going to be horrible. But I'm excited for the triple threat nonetheless, man. And I just hope Priest is the one to take the pin, dude. I really am.
Me too. That would be great. That would be great. Adam Pierce is in the back when we come back from commercial, and he walks up to the Judgment Day clapping, telling them congratulations. He says, "Congratulations, Finn. You just got your Saturday night's main event match turned into a triple threat with Damian Priest." Also, I told you last week we were going to talk about your other championships you had to defend. And you and JD are going to defend those titles next week against the War Raiders. The Judgment Day, they act like they don't care. And Pierce says, "Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. None of you are allowed at ringside." And they all started freaking out. Finn was pissed. And Liv says to Finn, "Hey, you know, do you have any advice for us for our tag match? Because, like you said last week, when we listened to Finn, the Judgment Day win." And Finn was so pissed off, he kind of just looked at her like he didn't
You
really give a fuck
motherfucker.
what she was talking about. Yeah. And he said, "Just give him 1 second," and he walks away. So I don't know why they didn't save the War. I mean, it is 4 weeks away, so I don't really know how you were gonna be able to prolong that. But personally, I would have saved it for the first Raw on Netflix. But if they want to do it next week to sort of play to Balor losing the world title match and then losing the tag titles 2 nights later, for then maybe the Judgment Day to turn on him, either that or he leaves the Judgment Day, I could very well see that being the case scenario as well, to then pretty much just give the division to the War Raiders. I think I see what they did there. I see what they did there. If that's the way they're going, I just personally would have saved it for the Raw on Netflix.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I wish they would have. And that definitely them adding that match to that post-show Raw really means that Finn cannot take that pin in that match because are we going to have him take the pin in the triple threat and then take another pin against the War Raiders? That will not be a good look in the slightest, dude. So it has to be Damian Priest in that match.
The only possible way I could see them having Finn Balor lose twice is if either Judgment Day kick him out and make him babyface, which then what does that kind of do to his whole character progression with the whole Damian Priest stuff? Either that, or he loses twice, blames it on the Judgment Day being a shit group, and leaves himself.
Either way, dude. I fucking hope so. I just want him to be away from them.
Yeah. And the whole, we did get the news about his whole singles push, man, but I wonder what that pertains to. I wonder if that is I wonder if that is as a heel or as a baby face. That was never specified. And I'm
Very curious.
wondering, because if that's the case, if you want to make him a baby face, you can't put him on the same brand as Damian Priest, not after everything that they went through this year. So he's gonna have to
Oh
be
no.
another one to get moved, which I
No.
could see him moving to SmackDown. I would preferably move Priest just so I don't have to see him as much. But, I mean, if they wanted to move Finn just to get him around, guys like Nakamura and LA Knight and all those kind of guys,
True.
I do get that. But I would just
I,
preferably move Damian Priest.
preferably, but I feel like they might move him. But either way, one of them gotta be moved.
Yeah. So that was that. The Final Testament. The Final Testament, man, they defeated the Wyatt Six in the 8-man tag. Scarlett tried to cheat. She then got scared away by Nikki Cross. Uncle Howdy went for the Sister Abigail to Karrion Cross. And The Miz distracted him. The Miz then went to the outside. He didn't see Uncle Howdy coming up on him. Uncle Howdy grabbed his hair, and Paul Ellering threw powder in his face. So we're seeing the return of Paul Ellering. Howdy turns around into a final prayer and pins Karrion Kross pins Uncle Howdy for the win. So I'm okay. Like I'm okay with the Wyatts. I am. I'm okay with the Wyatts losing. I am, because it furthers the feud. It furthers the feud. My main question here: you mean to tell me they took a loss to the Final Testament, but you couldn't give American Made one victory over them?
Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, I don't understand that aspect at all. I would rather, give American Made a win than Final Testament at the end of the day. But,
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't fucking know. And hopefully, maybe this can spark change in the Wyatt Six, and he could finally ditch that fucking mask. We all know, like, interactions with Cross change people, so hopefully that's the case. I hope, but the more and more time goes on, the more and more that the Wyatt Six might just be Dark Ordered, man. And I really hope they don't end up like that, because they're going in that direction. Just the same thing every time, not gonna change, and I'm scared of it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know. This is I mean, yeah. I mean, the other the other obvious thing, bro, is and I say this every time we talk about the Wyatt Six. You know, for everybody likes to always talk about how, man, Bo looks just like his brother. Wow, when he's got his hair down like that, and when he does that creepy smile like that, man, it reminds me just of his brother. And you hide that?
Like, I don't get it, dude. He has a great look. Why are you hiding him?
It just doesn't it's never going to make sense to me. For as long as he has that fucking mask on, it's just never going to fucking make sense to me why he has that mask on. I mean,
No, I
again,
don't get it.
I say it every time. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it ad nauseum until I'm fucking purple in the face, bro. If the mask means a lot to you, fine. Use it for your entrance. Just like, I don't know, everybody else in the fucking group. When it's time to wrestle, take the fucking mask
Yeah,
off.
like, please, bro. The mask doesn't work in the ring, dude. I'm sorry. It doesn't work. It looks horrible in the ring. It's great entrance gear. Looks horrible in the ring. And please shed. It's a ceiling. At the end of the day, that mask is a massive ceiling.
100%. 100%. We always, I always talk about, one day I would love to see Bo Dallas win a world championship. I want to see Bo Dallas win a world championship. I
Hmm.
cannot fucking see Uncle Howdy holding up the world heavyweight title with his fucking gray hair flapping around. I mean,
No,
and his gray chin paint that he wears. I mean, it looks awful.
it looks bad, dude. I'm sorry. It looks dorky. It does not look good. It's not the way to go, dude. And at the end of the day, it's a ceiling. It's a very big ceiling.
It is, man. And again, I'm not even tripping. I'm not even tripping out about them losing. What I was more so tripping out about is I'm sitting there thinking to myself, so you gave the Final Testament a win against the Wyatt Six to further the feud, but you didn't give not one fucking win to
He's
American
got,
Made,
like, what?
which sent their
Insane.
booking down the drain. I don't know. That's a little fucked up if you ask me. Um,
Hmm.
that was that. The Wyatts lose, and this isn't the end of this, and I'm interested to see what they do next. And I'm starting to get a little irritated that I just have to keep repeating myself. But dude,
Hmm.
I just don't know how you do not see that fucking mask has to come off.
No, I really don't. I do not see how nobody talks about that.
And I say this because I love Bo and I
I do.
loved Bray and I loved Bray's creation and his creativities. And the mask worked with The Fiend. The mask does not work with Uncle Howdy.
It just doesn't. I'm sorry.
It was bad when we originally got it, when it was a whole big puffy suit he was wearing to make him look more husky or whatever the look they were going for, and it's bad now. I'm sorry, man.
It's just not a good look. It's a ceiling, and it's just not believable.
Yeah, again, man, we like I just said, bro, Bray Wyatt was a world champion in this business.
Mhm.
I would love to see Bo Dallas get to that because I know he wants
He
that, and I know he can, and I know he wants that for his brother. I can picture it. I see the vision.
yeah.
I can
Oh,
fucking
fuck yeah.
see Bo Dallas holding up that World Heavyweight Championship one day. If booked correctly. I cannot fucking see Uncle Howdy holding that belt to save my life.
No, I really can't. You can't. It's a ceiling.
It is, man. He's got to take it off, bro. I love him, and I love the group. I love the act. Everybody else shed the mask. Everybody else understood. He does not understand. He's got to take that off,
No,
man.
he's got to.
CM Punk. Yeah, Punk. CM Punk says, I told Tony, this place is a fucking joke. You're a clown, and I quit. Oh, sorry, wrong interview.
Wrong thing.
My
Wrong
bad.
thing. That's coming up with Ray Phoenix.
My bad. What did I ever do in this world to deserve an empty-headed, fucking dumb fuck like Adam
Accessible.
Page and the rest of these dumb fucking EVPs who can't manage a target? Oh, my bad.
Wrong.
Oh, God.
My bad.
God.
They're piling up.
Sorry. Okay. CM Punk, he had here it is. He did an interview, he did a backstage interview with Jackie Redmond. And Jackie asked Punk, you know what I'm going to ask you about, right? CM Punk says, if you ask me about the Blackhawks, we're going to fight. Hey, Punk. I'm going to need you to sign an NBA, not an NBA. I'm going to need you to sign an NDA before that happens, okay? Just to make sure
no more of that.
Out.
Thought we stopped that. Okay. But yeah, bro, hate to break to you. All the Chicago teams suck now. Ain't no going back.
Wow. I actually haven't heard anything about either of the baseball teams, so I don't think they're very good either. At least I don't think. I could be wrong. If anybody keeps up with baseball, how are the Sox or Cubs doing? I'll definitely sit on the Sox side of things, just for the South side for sure. But I don't keep up with baseball either way. But no. I know the Bulls are and have been the Bulls, and we hear about the Bears quite a bit, so I know they're not doing very well. And the Blackhawks are not the dynasty we grew up knowing, bro. So
no, they're not. They all suck now. Shit's crazy.
God, where are my Chicago sports, bro?
In the mud.
Seriously. Jackie says, no, I'm not going to ask you about the Blackhawks. I'm going to ask you about something more relevant. Punk laughs. She says, The Favor from Paul Heyman. Can you talk about it? Punk says, no, I don't think now is the right time. But you know, me and Paul go way back. So, yeah, I can't talk about it right now. Jackie says, okay, well, let's talk about Seth Rollins. Last week, you said you did not think about him at all. You did not think. You said you did not think about him at all, and it is very clear he has his sights set on you. How are you going to handle that? Punk says, I think it's no secret to anybody. I'm not going to shy away. I think it's no secret to anybody. I'm not going to shy away from a fight. If you come at me, if you can read between if you come at me, I'll start swinging. If you could read, if you can read between the lines there, I think we all know what he's alluding to.
He'll do more than swing, dude. He'll choke you. He'll throw
Yep.
a chair.
Yeah.
He's willing to go the mile.
He'll do the responsible thing, just choke somebody out a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Um, he uh he says I'll start swinging, but when it comes to his hatred of me, I'm more confused than anything. I don't hate Seth at all, but you have to understand the history between me and Seth. You're talking about a 16-year-old Seth Rollins who came to a young CM Punk and asked me to train him to be a professional wrestler for free.
Mm,
That's the key part of the story everyone always leaves out. The entitlement, I think it's carried over into the adult Seth Rollins, who
okay.
wants to be the best in the world. He wants to be on everyone's top 10 list of the greatest of all time. But I remember a time when he was on the top 10 list of people to be fired.
Hmm.
Of people to be fired from this place. And I shielded,
Eh,
wink, wink, him from that. But I guess if I had to live in my but I guess if I had to live in my shadow, I'd hate me too. Seth Rollins is extremely talented. Everything he did, I've done better, and I did it before he got here. I recognize that 16-year-old kid had all the potential in the world, and in my absence, he did a fantastic job at filling the vacuum. But the starter is back, and it's time for the second stringer to sit back down.
Damn.
This was fucking phenomenal. I loved every bit of
That's
this.
true. I like, I love it, dude. I love the energy. I love the backstory to that. I think that's really good, and it's a really good element that, that's the reason they never always liked each other. They revealed it, and it's always great to have a backstory for something. I love that. I love that we got one here.
This is what I sort of said with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Drew McIntyre always talked about what CM Punk did to him when he was young in the business, but they never alluded on that. I think that
No,
was
they
then
never did.
it was a great rivalry. If we had a category for rivalry of the year, that probably would be it. Easy.
Probably. More than
But
likely.
but they missed the mark huge on not
Hmm.
explaining what CM Punk did to him when he was young in the business. That's all they ever said was you wronged me when I was a kid in this business. So, Drew was, basically a kid, early 20s, new in the business, and CM Punk wronged him. And we to this day don't know what that is. So,
No clue.
huge miss there, but I love how we're adding some underlayment here, right? We're building the foundation on top of the house that these guys have already built just over the past year of jabs at each other and all this type of stuff. So I like it. I love this. I love Punk's backstory. I just love Punk's demeanor. And I love Jackie Redmond as an interviewer, man. I think she's just charismatic and has fun with it, and goes into her work with handcuffs off, and I really think she makes for a great interviewer. Honestly, probably my favorite in WWE right now. Honestly, probably my favorite in the game right now. So I think she does a great job, and I thought this came off great.
Definitely not a great. Came off phenomenally. Again, love the vibe from both of them. Love the backstory they told, and I'm excited to hear Seth's side.
No doubt, no doubt, bro. Liv Morgan defeated Dakota Kai. I have no idea why this happened, being that Dakota
No,
Kai is in the middle of an IC title tournament, so why she's just taking losses to Liv Morgan doesn't make any sense to me.
already they're really not doing a good job building up these women's mid card titles. They feel like the biggest afterthought in the world already.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the tournament the tournament definitely does. It feels like it's flying a little under the radar for sure.
Oh, it's not talked about. There's literally, I don't, has there been a promo of someone, one of anybody in one of these tournaments talking about how much they want to win this thing? Maybe on SmackDown, I think that might have happened for the women's US, but it hasn't happened at all for the women's IC, I don't think.
No, Not that I know. Other than those two original ones of Dakota and Lyra before the tournament started, other than that, none.
Nothing. Literally nothing to hype up this title. It's really just fucking going on every week.
100%. 100%. So, um, yeah, that is that. And Dakota loses to an Oblivion, and the Pure Fusion Collection are standing on the outside of the ring the whole match because they were upset that Dakota Kai got knocked Shayna Baszler out of the tournament. They attack her afterwards. Damage Control then go for the save. Damage Control go for the save. They jump on. Kyrie jumps on everybody on the outside. Io standing by the ropes and gets hit with her an Oblivion of her own as Liv Morgan leaves her laying out before their match on this Saturday. So that was that.
Very very normal. Building up the match, pretty normal.
Drew McIntyre. He got a
Oh, yeah.
little promo segment. Drew McIntyre says at Bad Blood that Hell in a Cell match was the most violent match of his 24-year career. In the end, I succumbed to massive blood loss. I succumbed to massive blood loss, and I could have been on Raw that Monday against doctor's orders, but I needed to go home to Scotland. My family needed me. He says that this should have been a career year for Drew McIntyre. Drew, my man,
It was. Trust me, it was, bro.
your flowers will get got soon
Oh, trust
because
me.
I said this 2 years ago with Rollins because Rollins was my runner up for 2022. If you can make yourself look good, you're
You're
amazing.
great. You're good. Yeah.
But if you can make others look good and damn near spend your entire year making other people look good,
And you
you
still look good.
and you still look amazing, you're great.
Mm-hmm.
And that Drew McIntyre is. And I love the layers
Oh,
that they've added to his character.
exactly, dude. He might have not had a career year in terms of
Accolades.
accolades, you could say,
Yeah.
but boy, did he fucking have a career year. It was phenomenal, dude. He carried a lot of Raw, in different feuds at different points this year, dude.
Yes. I still remember him cooking Damian Priest on the mic.
Ah, yeah,
I still remember him and Seth. Him telling Seth, you better keep your focus on me, or else you're gonna fucking lose. And obviously the
man.
stuff with Punk,
Ah,
it's just career stuff. It's just career defining stuff.
it has been, dude. It's been fucking great.
So he says this should have been a career year for Drew McIntyre, yet time and time again, I kept getting screwed over at the finish line. While I was back home, the same thought kicked into my head, burned into my brain. What if I'm wrong? What if people can truly change? And then I turned on Survivor Series.
Beautiful.
The way Triple H makes things make sense. And how
Connects
he
everything.
because what was my major concern last week? As I said, I'm concerned. How do you make sense out of Drew going after the bloodline again? Well, now Drew has his thing. Now
Hmm.
instead of just CM Punk, Drew McIntyre has a thing for people that don't change.
Yeah. They didn't change. They're hypocrites. They didn't change at all.
They go back on their word. They don't stand for what's right. I like that. Similar to how the Wyatt Six has got their family thing. You break up
Mhm.
family, New Day. You break up family, and you know that they're probably gonna have a bone to pick
Like
with
that.
you. And
Family is everything.
and we all know how much the original Wyatt family trembled the New Day. So that should be very interesting.
I'm actually really excited for that one.
Yes. Yes. Um, he says, while I was out, the same thought kicked into my head, burned into my brain. What if I'm wrong? What if people can truly change? And then I turned on Survivor Series. I saw Roman Reigns standing side by side with CM Punk. And who's by their side? Sami Zayn, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, with their stupid fingers in the air. After everything they know about Roman, he just snaps his fingers and they put their tail between their legs and they run right by his side. At least Punk took a bribe. They sold out for absolutely nothing, and that was when I knew I had to come back. I knew I had to take out Sammy and Jay. Spending time back home, I realized I cannot change the past, but what I can change is the present, and I will change the future.
Oh yeah, dude. Love the fucking reasoning. I love the Punk reference about he hates Punk, but you know, he did it for a bribe, so he gets the pass. Because at the end of the day, Drew would have done the same if it was for a bribe. So he couldn't really be mad at Punk because his character probably would have done the same thing for a bribe. So he's got that nod to Punk, or like he did it for a bribe. Love that, and I love his reasoning, dude. I really like it.
And I like that because it calls back to the Survivor Series that we went to. Drew
That's
McIntyre
what he
took a
does.
bribe himself. Now, it wasn't for a
Mhm.
favor or for money. It was literally just to get his hands on Jey Uso because he hated
Mhm.
him.
And he took the bribe. He faced with people he didn't like because he could accomplish something, man. But he doesn't believe that's why Sapien J did it, and it's great.
Yeah, like you said, man, they took their tails between their legs and they sold out for nothing.
I like how everyone's acknowledging that because it was a problem with the fans, and they're acknowledging it. The whole roster, they turned that genuine, possible booking problem into a character problem and a character flaw for these people, and it's fucking great.
Yeah, and I also like I like the diversity of the reasoning because
Mhm.
from everybody else's perspective, it is a sellout, right? It's a sellout for nothing. But from a baby face perspective, from those guys, it does make all the sense in the world because 9 times out of 10, if you and your brother or sister are in a fight, right? You guys aren't talking. If they need something, 9 times
They're
out of
there.
10, they're going to be there because they're
Hmm.
family. And that's it. They're family and you're going to help your family, but to everybody else, they don't see it like that. They
Like, what
just
the
see
fuck?
Roman Reigns as what does Seth always call him? A tyrant. They just see him as
Yeah.
this tyrant who just doesn't deserve a lick of anything. A lick of any help or anybody to stand by his side. And again, I like the diversity of looking at their reasoning versus the outsiders looking in as opposed to the insiders being in the situation. It makes a lot of
I like it.
sense. Like I said.
Everyone.
Mhm.
Hmm. I like it, dude. That no one's wrong, but no one's right either. It's great, dude. It really is great.
Yeah, absolutely. And it makes a lot of sense, and I love how they made sense out of McIntyre coming back and um having a bone to pick with these guys, because just as he was starting to maybe realize, like, you know
Maybe people can't change.
maybe people can change, bro. It was these guys yet again. It always goes
Going
back to
right
the
back.
bloodline for Drew. It was yet again the bloodline almost made him snap in a way, and they made him realize, oh, some things do never change. So it keeps
Mhm.
up the aura and the reasoning behind his character. So I love it.
Oh, yeah, dude. I love it. I really do.
We are in the back, and Rollins is walking to the ring, and behind Seth Rollins, you see Mrs. Money in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton, talking to Adam Pearce. So here we go. Another trade
Hmm.
deadline tease.
Love it, dude. Love it. And I like how they really are teasing, because we a lot of times we don't get. Well, I mean, they'll have a money in the bank person like tease, going for anybody, but usually it's pretty focused to think who they're gonna go to. And I like how with Tiffany, it really is. She really could do it for either or women, and I like that.
100%. 100%, man. And then we get another segment of Adam Pearce coming out of a locker room. And who is behind him? It's Cody Rhodes, the WWE champion. Now remember, we just told you guys on SmackDown, Gunther was talking to Nick Aldis. Now Adam Pearce is talking to Cody Rhodes.
Very intriguing, dude. Very. I like it. I like the teases.
Yep, he's talking to Cody. They both come out of the locker room. And the New Day walk past Cody. And Cody tells them, he stops them, and he says, I've known both of you a very long time. He looks at Kofi. He says, I've known you a long time in this business. You're a good friend. And you, he looks at Xavier. He says, I've known you since we were kids. That is actually a shoot. They went to rival high schools.
Yeah, it's crazy. I remember seeing that before.
He says, and you, I've known you since we were kids. And let me tell you, you both should be ashamed of yourself. These two pricks smile and walk away. And Xavier says to Kofi, don't worry about him. I've known him forever. It's fine. We didn't do anything wrong.
Love it, dude. I like the vibe of them just scoffing everything off,
Yep.
because that's what they're doing. They're just scoffing it all off with all the tension they had with each other. They put it to Big E and they're scoffing off everything else, dude. Love it.
Yes. Yeah, and I love we didn't do anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's what they think. I love it.
I love that a lot. Seth Rollins is out here for his promo to respond to the comments made by one Phil Brooks. No, not the comments on the Ariel Helwani show from earlier this year. The comments from earlier in the night. Seth Rollins also didn't come out here to respond to Ray Phoenix's Twitter rant. Rollins is out here, like I said, to talk about the CM Punk interview from earlier in the night. He welcomes Wichita to Monday Night Rollins. He says, let's give it up for CM Punk. After his career is done in the ring, he's got a career as a politician. That was a master class of spinning the truth. You take a little bit of the truth, you spin it to play the victim. He's been doing that his entire life. He's a fraud. You want the truth with me and CM Punk? Here it is. CM Punk was right. I did go to him to train me at one time. He was one of the best in the world. I looked up to him. I idolized him. He helped me get my foot in the door here in WWE, and I respected him. We were friends. And if the story ended there, you might wonder to yourself, too, why did Seth Rollins hate CM Punk so much? But that part of the story, he left out. And that part of the story will tell you why. When CM Punk walked out of the door of this company, I called him, I texted him, because I was a friend, and I respected him, and what he stood for. And what did I get back from him? Nothing. I got ghosted. And it wasn't just me, it was every single person he was friends with that worked for this company, because if you didn't quit your dream job and your priorities didn't line up with Team CM Punk, you were evil. And if the story ended there, okay. But for the next 10 years, all he tried to do was tear this company down. And you know why he finally walked back in the door here? Because he failed everything else. He burned every single bridge that would lead him to water. And the money was right. He says, once upon a time, I used to chant his name and I used to respect him too. But then I realized he was a fraud. And I was going to be better than CM Punk, and that's why I did everything he did, but I did it twice. And I did the one thing he will never do, and that is main event WrestleMania.
Ooh.
This was this was awesome. This was again, this was awesome stuff. I loved what they did here. I loved what they did here in terms of I love what they did here in terms of Rollins expanding a little bit more. Now, another piece of news that Rollins obviously can't mention up for very controversial reasons. Not only did CM Punk ghost him, and I remember hearing those stories that Punk just ghosted all of his friends, and
I remember that.
he didn't talk to them just because they work for WWE. Funny story too. I guess the whole reason the fight with him and Cole Cabana started was because Colt Cabana went out for pizza with none other than two guys that were signed with WWE at the time Punk was gone. Those two guys just so happen to be best friends, and their names are Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And Punk
Oh,
got mad at him for going out to eat with them, which I will have to say, I know Punk was mad at the time. That is incredibly
that's
bogus.
some that's some pussy ass shit, bro. I'm sorry. That's some crybaby shit.
That
You,
I mean, I like no. Don't get me wrong. If I got problems with the company, I'm
yeah,
not expecting half the roster to walk out because I left.
like
I
what?
left. Y'all don't have to leave. I'm leaving
Man,
though. The-
I'm leaving because of my reasons. You guys probably don't have those same reasons, so why would you just up and leave too? What the fuck?
And I know, Punk was, I know Punk was willing. And two, like Rollins says, like a lot of these guys, they stood with him. They did just because they didn't quit their job doesn't mean they didn't stand with him. But at the end of the day, bro, they don't have the same experiences you have. Punk was towards the end of his run, they fucked him over. Not everybody was, fucked over. And why would Rollins quit his job, bro? He was coming up at the time.
He was literally coming up in one of the most hottest factions at the time.
Ever.
Why would he quit his job? It's to this day, it is many people's favorite faction ever. Why would he quit his job for what? Like
Yeah, and
what?
yeah, I heard that story not too long. It was last week when he shook hands with Sami Zayn because I heard a story that was actually super significant, and that was a huge piece of the story that nobody knows about. Is the whole reason he got pissed and started fighting with Cole Cabana, supposedly, is because Cole Cabana went out for pizza with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and they were signed to WWE, and Punk, I guess, wasn't fucking with it.
He was not fucking with it, man. He really he didn't fuck with it so much. It got to a point where he needed a lawyer present if he wanted to talk to him.
That's
So
right.
goaded. I wish we could ever. I wish I could have seen that.
And
Oh,
I remember too. He had did the same thing to Corey Graves. He did the same thing to
Corey.
to Corey Graves. He ghosted him, and those two were like best friends. So
Exactly.
um,
Yeah, I think Corey was mentioning that he did it to Kofi too, that he like didn't talk to him after he quit because he fucking worked for
I
them.
know those two were like tight, like best friends
Like
were Kofi and
boys.
Punk. That's
Mm-hmm.
crazy
Crazy
work.
work.
I mean, per I mean, hey, Punk's
Oh,
got his
asshole.
reasons. Purposely or personally,
I wouldn't do
I couldn't do that to none of my friends, especially if we built that kind of bond, and your friends stand with you, bro. But at the end of the day, we're not working for fucking Walmart here. This isn't a job that pays minimum wage that I can just go and find another one of. You know what I mean? This is people's main provider for their family, bro. And like people aren't just gonna go and quit their job. So I thought that was pretty bogus, bro. I thought that was pretty bogus when I heard that. And yeah, just very definitely an odd choice of action for CM Punk because I just I mean I just don't get it. And I'm sure he has his reasons, but I personally just don't get ghosting
I wouldn't have done it.
everybody just because who they work for. But
I
hey,
don't get that, man. But hey, some people do that to this day with tribalism, man. So hey, some people just do it.
I guess he could be the OG tribalist.
He
No wonder he
kinda
teamed with the
low-key
Bloodline. He's
exactly,
got that
man, but,
tribalism in him.
he really does. But, love it. Love the story from them, love the backstory, and keep it up, dude. It's been great.
Fantastic. Yes, this was great, and I love Rollins adding that to the story and adding the truth in there, and that is what makes this so compelling. Is there's truth in here, and again, like Rollins says, dude, I was just your friend. I
Mhm.
respected you. I was your friend, and all I did was reach out. I called you to see how you were doing, and you ghosted me, and you expected me to quit my job. That's selfish, so
Exactly.
I love
Love
it.
it.
I love it, man. So Sammy comes out. Seth tells Sammy, if you're out here to defend Punk again, we're going to fight again. I don't want to hear it. Sammy says, look, man, last week we said some things, we were angry, and we fought in the middle of this ring, and I guess that's bound to happen when you've known each other for as long as we've known each other. But it was wrong of me to assume you dropped Jay. Backstage, I've known you longer than that. I was wrong about that, and for that I'm sorry. Seth said, you know what, Sammy, I'm glad you brought that up. I really am, because that's been eating me up for the past week, and we go back 20 years. Our kids play together, man. When Jay went down, I was the first person that came to your mind, and I want to know why. Sammy says, the way you were talking last week, you were out of your mind. Go back and watch it. You weren't talking like you. You weren't talking like somebody. You were talking like somebody completely different. Someone who points their finger of blame at everybody else. It sounded less like Seth Rollins and more like Drew McIntyre. Rollins then says, pissed, I am not Drew McIntyre. Sammy says, no, you're not Drew McIntyre. You're a better person. You're better than him. But this thing with you and Punk brings out the worst in you. And I should have never got involved. And I came out here to tell you that it's your business. And you have to deal with that however you have to. Rollins says, thank you. I appreciate that. Sammy says, so what about us? Are we good? Seth says, yes, Sammy. We're good, man. I appreciate you letting me handle my business with Punk, because it seems like you have some business with Drew you need to handle. So I like how they wrap that up, and just a
I like that.
short little commotion between Rollins and Sammy is just getting a nice little 1 week to week wrap up. So it's nice that they close that up and kind of amended with them. And who knows, maybe in the future when one of these guys is on the brink of a heel turn, maybe this conversation will come up again. So
Exactly. Very, very intrigued to see how this all goes, and I'm excited, dude. I like it. I like what they did here.
yep, Sammy says that's good advice. I'm going to handle this with Drew. I'm not going to run it back like I've done with him before. I'm not going to sit here and listen. I'm not going to sit here and listen to him come out week after week and tell everybody how everybody else is wrong and how he's a martyr, and I'm going to end this as quickly as it started. I spoke to Pierce. Saturday night's main event, Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. I will see you Saturday. And as Sammy's walking back up the ramp, he gets attacked by Drew McIntyre in the aisleway. So that was
Oh yeah.
that. And yeah, that was this was a great segment. Everything from Seth to Sammy and Seth to just
Mhm.
Sammy to the little attack with Drew at the end. I mean, it was done incredible. I loved it.
It was, dude. I like how WWE's been doing that a lot lately, where they could really transition from double promo to single promo to something else. I really like how they've been able to do that lately. The production has been phenomenal with doing that.
Yes, it has. It has. I love how they, like you said, they have promos bleed into each other, and it just seems so seamless.
It really, really do. It's great.
Lyra Valkyria defeated Ivy Nile and Zelina Vega with a Nightwing to advance in the IC title tournament, man. My girl Lyra back on television. Love to fucking see it.
great to see it. Hope she's fucking used more.
For sure, bro. The New Day. The New Day come out. The New Day come out, man, and well, before they came out, they were in the backstage area, and Kathy Kelly asked them what was their intention behind publicly berating their friend last week. Xavier says, "Well, clearly this is not going to be an unbiased interview, so we're going to go out there and talk to the people." He then grabs the camera and he follows Kofi on the way to the ring. They're chanting "New Day sucks."
Classic.
They're chanting, they're booing the shit out of these guys.
Living shit out of these guys.
Kofi says, "No, no, 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 no. You mean to tell me, after 10 years of positivity that Woods and I have given you, you're mad over one day?" One day.
Ah, love it.
Woods, he keeps going to speak, but he keeps getting cut off. The old Dominic Mysterio, right? Woods grabs the mic again. He starts to speak. He says, "We didn't even do anything to E." Crowd's chanting, "We want E. Big E," they're chanting. Kingston says, "We could have taken a steel chair to his back. We could have taken a sledgehammer." And then the crowd cuts him off. I don't know what they were going to say. Just whooping
Who
bro with a
knows?
sledgehammer.
Just beating him with a sledgehammer. Like what?
Woods then says, we were going to try to come out here, and it gets cut off again. They say fuck it, drop the mics, and they get booed out of the building. They couldn't talk.
Fucking great. They couldn't even fucking get their sentence out. The fans were so mad. Shit paid off. They look fucking great. Yeah, fucking everybody hates them. Everyone in the back hates them. All the fans hate them. It's great.
Yep.
And bro, Biggie, that man's gonna get the pop of a lifetime. Probably at what I think will be Rumble. I hope it's Rumble, but whatever it is, it's gonna be the pop of a lifetime.
Oh, 1000%, 1000%. And I originally thought he was going to be in last year's Rumble. You know, it was in Tampa. He's from Tampa. I'm glad though, and I hope they never go back to Tropicana Field ever again.
No, that fucking place sucked, man.
That
But
was acoustically the worst sounding arena I've ever heard. That was
oh, it
horrible.
was so lame. So fucking lame.
So, they drop the mics and they walk out of the ring, and the crowd erupts into huge cheers as they're walking away. And
Fucking
they're walking away just saying, "We didn't do anything. What did we do? What did we do?" I love it.
crazy. Love it. Fucking phenomenal. Insane reaction. It's paying off, dude.
Rhea Ripley defeated Raquel Rodriguez in a anything goes match. Liv came out and helped Raquel to attack Rhea. Io Sky would then come out for the save, hit a suicide dive on Liv Morgan to take Liv Morgan out of the equation. Rhea Ripley then hit a riptide through a table on Raquel Rodriguez to secure herself the victory. This was fun. It was a fun little anything goes match, and Raquel continues to be Camille. So that is
Yeah.
that
Oh,
is
and that is bad. I'll give her that.
oh, for
But
sure.
still a complete loser. So either way, a lot of heaters right now are not looking too good.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Um so yeah, man. Rhea Ripley defeats Raquel Rodriguez here in the main event of Monday Night Raw, man, and yeah, so that is the final tone set for Saturday night's main event. It was a decent episode of Monday Night Raw. Definitely not better than last week, but still a solid show with a lot of great stuff on it, man. And again, saying that it's not better than last week is no slouch on the show, because last week's show just so happened to be in the top 3 Raws of all year. So it's going to be hard to come close to that.
Oh
And
fuck yeah.
this show was not bad by any means at all. This show was very good, and I really enjoyed Monday Night Raw tonight. And yeah, I thought it was great stuff, man. I thought it was great stuff, and that was basically about everything for Monday Night Raw. And then at the end of the show, Rhea and Io went to pull. They were holding each side of Liv's championship, man. So could be looking at our Mania match, bro. Never
It
know.
could be. It could be. That's interesting. But I liked Raw. It's good. It was a good follow up. It followed up last week very well. And good show, man.
For sure, man. So that was everything. That was everything for Monday Night Raw, man. That was everything for Monday Night Raw. So again, Notorious Heels Gaming. We're gonna be hopping on with some zombies. We're
I'm
gonna be hopping
excited.
on with some zombies this Wednesday after AEW Dynamite, December 11th. So yeah, man, that is that. And we will be what map was it called again?
Citadel Daymore.
Citadel Demore. Okay. All right. Citadel
Yeah.
Demore, bro. So we will see Demore on
God.
Wednesday. Well, we will.
Yeah, yeah, I hope
And
not.
yeah, we're gonna see Demore on Wednesday, bro. And we will see you all on Wednesday with some NHP gaming. Hang out with us, man. Come chat. Just come hang out, bro. Come hang out, man. So yeah, that is everything for the week of wrestling, man. Great WWE stuff this week. More just irrelevant AEW talk, man. As even the Continental Classic isn't even doing as well this year as it was last year. I
No.
actually enjoyed it last year, and this
It
year
was very
it's
enjoyable. Just
eh,
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's everything for this episode of Unscripted. And with that, that is gonna do it, man. Thank you guys so very much for joining us here on episode 225 of NHP Unscripted. Thank you guys so very much for joining us here today. And it has been always a pleasure for my Johnny.
And I, Sir K.
And that is going to do it for this edition of NHP, another edition of Unscripted. Thank you to everybody who came out, man. Flex, Logan, Bell, and my guys in the Replay Mafia, man, JTJB. Thank you guys so very much. Thank you guys, man. We love you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you all on Wednesday with some NHP gaming.
Peace.